I met a gypsy.
Have you ridden a Ducati yet?
I have not.
They didn't call you up? You didn't get the call?
I didn't get the call yet.
What do you reckon? What do you make of it?
From just a look out of it, obviously, Desmo and all that, I think it has a lot of potential, but I kind of know the growing pains of a first-year motorcycle. And I do know a little bit, like a few months ago, I heard some stuff. They were having some stuff go on, which is all completely...
What kind of stuff?
Just engine problems.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Right. But I think it's going to be very difficult for them just to come out and be like, this is an amazing machine. And it probably will be at some point in time. But from what I've learned with Triumph, it's a lot of work and it's a lot of trial and error. And some failures have to happen before it gets successful. And just like we saw in Cannondale, they put everything out for the public to see. And I think maybe that was a little bit of a wrong move and hurt the brand a lot because there's a lot of failures going on. And they should have did more of that stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So I would assume that's not going to happen, but I don't expect Ducati to set the world on fire and change the whole way that we've ever thought about a motorcycle. At least not right now. I think, yes, it will be a good machine. It's probably going to be a fucking fire breather. And it may change the way the Japanese think a little bit, but it might be a little while before that does.
There. Yeah. I'm going to piss again. I want to keep talking about that.
Yeah.
So Triumph, they were in development for a long time, right?
I was there a little bit later. I didn't, obviously Ricky, I think even Jeff Stanton and IT got to ride the really early bikes. And then I got a call from them and said, can you
When
help?
it was kind of production-ish.
Nah, wasn't even
really?
close to that. No,
Yeah, okay.
But it was a little bit later, so I got called from John and I was like, yeah, I'd love. I was at Honda at the time, and I couldn't take both on because in my contract that I could test one for one manufacturer. So I left Honda. I just feel like I wasn't testing enough. I wanted to be utilized more, and I wanted to be. And after COVID, not a lot of people were testing, And then I just went to Triumph and started working with them, and it's so far so good.
So, but they had a lot of failures behind closed doors, which as they should.
Everyone does.
Yeah. And do you think, from your knowledge, do you think Ducati has had less time?
No.
So it's been going
I think
on for as long.
the time is about the same as Triumph.
Okay.
Even though, in the grand scheme of things, I think Triumph did it in a pretty short amount of time. But I think it's about that same time frame as Triumph.
Yeah.
So they've been doing this for a while. The time we hear about it,
Exactly.
it's been there for a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
So there's always things like, it's amazing to me. Like for me, I'm in production testing world. I'm so far ahead now. I'm in into 27 stuff. So when I go back to normal media testing, I'm in 25. I'm like, I get confused at times because I'm so far ahead. Right. So, everything is 2 years in advance from where we are right now.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think it does for the landscape, though? It's pretty sick to have Ducati in. Who do you reckon's going to ride from next year?
It's tough to say. I mean, we've heard Kenny.
But
We've
he'd
heard
have to go
Barcia.
to Troy Lee.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's not going to happen.
Right. So I would think it's going to have to be
definitely gonna be
someone on their
Barcia.
way out.
Yeah.
Not someone going upward. Because there's no way that I see a guy on the upward trend early in his 450 career going to risk that for I don't care how much money. I don't think it's worth it for them. So I would say someone like a Barcia,
I'd say that's a given.
a Mookie, something like that. And that goes for me. It's the same thing with Triumph as well. Like when they have their 450 team next year, it's going to have to be someone, I think, and I don't know, but I just think it'd have to be someone in the middle to the end of their career to make sure the bike is good. Hey, we're good.
Yeah.
I
I feel like Triumph's a fairly safe bet at this point.
I think so now because the 250 program.
Yeah. I think like they obviously have done amazing. Even last year, like Jalik was epic on that bike. Like he deserves a lot of credit.
That's what I think too, man. I feel really bad for him.
Yeah, I think, he was almost underrated what he did last year. First year motorcycle, first year team, podiums, ran up front, really good. Like he batted way above his average
Absolutely.
for that year.
Just from the things that I've known, that it was a lot smaller of a group back then.
Mm.
Obviously less resources because you're just starting out, and how well the team did and how well Jalik did, I think was huge. I think what we saw on Saturday nights and on Saturday days wasn't the full story.
Mm.
You know, if he's getting a top 10, that was really, really good.
Yeah.
From what they had, you know?
And he just set a crazy benchmark. Like, I would say that they would have Jordan's win. A lot of that is to thank with Jalik.
Absolutely.
Like, that win doesn't happen if Jalik doesn't do as good as he does.
Yeah.
Because he really would have made Jordan believe in that bike and that program, whether he knows it or not. Like, that's really making that bike pass the eye test, you know?
Absolutely. And then when Jordan won, I was so happy for the team and Jordan, but also Aiden and I were on the couch, and that's the first thing I thought of was Jalik. And, you know, being at home, being hurt, I can see him being pissed off. And we called him and we talked to him, and I go, "How you doing?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm good." He was like, "I'm happy." And he's like, "Yeah, part of me's bummed out, but he's like, I'll get it." And he was really positive about it. But I just kept thinking, man, he was so close. And I saw him ride in December when I was there, and I'm like, dude, you gotta calm down, dude, because you're really going, fast. And then stupid frickin' Achilles, you know, and I just thought about him when Jordan won, you know.
I just think that win is his win as well, you know.
Absolutely.
Like, he's a real big part of that.
Yeah.
So, and I think then sets up the 450 team. Like, they obviously know what's going on. So
the bike's going to be good.
Yeah.
I mean, in production form, it's really good. And I think it's only going to get better for whoever rides it. You know, and there's smart guys. Dave Arnold, one of the smartest guys I've known for chassis.
He's been around.
Dude, it's another guy that looks through your soul when you talk to him. You know? He's just such a smart guy. Him and Ivan are together a lot, and Ivan gets a lot of his knowledge. And just being around him, the things that he's acquired over the years and putting that towards the race team, it's really beneficial for the team.
Yeah. So I'd say Barcia on Ducati.
Yep.
Who's your second rider if you just had to bet? Kenny ain't leaving Fox.
No. I would say I'm looking at a team like a Husqvarna, right? Those guys they got to go somewhere. KTM ain't going to go get Mookie.
RJ is going to go straight onto a Husky 450. I'm pretty sure that's like a thing. That was in his contract that if he won, that he had to go there.
I don't know if that's the for sure thing now.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know if that team's going to be around.
No, I don't think they are. I thought that they just have to have one guy to fulfill that.
Yeah. I would see someone like that on the team, like a RJ or a Mookie would be a good fit for that team because capable of wins, obviously, right?
I could see RJ at Triumph.
I could too. It obviously changed the scope a little bit since they had some management changes, you know? I think having Bobby gone, we associated Bobby with Jason and these certain guys that were Bobby's guys. So I don't know if that has changed at all, but I mean, I would think it does.
I could see Ando going to Ducati for a massive paycheck.
I could see that because, you know, he has less years in front of him than he does behind him, you know?
Yeah.
So.
And then where do you think Chase goes?
That was the big topic, right? Early. He's like, oh, he's going to Star. He's going to go to Yamaha.
He's not 100.
No.
I bet $1 million that he does not go there.
I think he stays where he's at. I think the team has worked, and away from the cameras, he said, man, my bike's a lot better. He's like,
you can see it.
Yeah. He still complains about certain things, but everyone does. Look,
Well, he's just a perfectionist.
Yes. So for me, I think he stays where he's at because I also think that chassis next year is not changing. So we're not going to see a new chassis from KTM until 27. So why?
You're going to get into the sweet spot of that thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're going to the twilight years of this chassis. So we're going to know all kinds of shit. We're going to have all this record, right? So let's stay where we're at. We're only going to get better. Why change and start all over again? Let's just stay where we're at. So I think he stays. That's why. It'll be the smart decision for him. He obviously can win on it. He's fast as shit on it.
Yeah.
Why screw it up? You know?
Yeah.
Just because of a few practice days away from people on another bike.
Yeah. AP could be a dude that goes to Ducati.
Yeah, I see him can go to Triumph as well.
Triumph.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.